I'd always assumed that I felt bad, so I binge ate. I felt good, so I would meditate. Like, it was dependent on how I felt. Then I realised that it goes the other way too, and how you feel, how you behave determines how you feel. Then, just yesterday at work, my colleague who's studying to be a therapist actually just said this straight back to me. This new thing she's learning about, cognitive behavioural therapy, where she explained it's really hard to address people's feelings and beliefs and change them at the level of feelings and beliefs. So they go to the third part of the triangle, the other piece, which is your behaviour. You change the behaviours and the thoughts and feelings will change. This is so powerful. On this channel I've come from a direction of like mindset, and like I'm sharing my thoughts to hopefully change your perspective so that your actions can change. And that is like one way of looking at the triangle. But this new idea of going from the behaviours means that your thoughts and feelings will change regardless of, you know, your upbringing and how you think about the world and your personal experiences and all these things. If you do these good habits, like the ones I'm going to recommend, you will feel better and think better. I don't know why I've been intrigued with the like thoughts and like the mindset side of it. Maybe that's come from my own insecurity. I've been looking for like other people's thoughts and opinions or whatever. In fact, that's probably exactly what it is, I'm realising. But regardless, it's been helpful. Like, some of the things I've learned have genuinely really helped me in navigating the world and how I behave. So those things I still will share with you. But changing your behaviour will change how you think and feel. Instead of trying to get you to think a certain way and trying to like convince you into looking at things differently, I can give you tangible actions to take, like meditate for 5 minutes before you go to bed. You will start feeling better. Your self-esteem will improve. Just like that. With a tangible instruction. Go to the gym for an hour, or savour one thing each day, one experience, and your self-esteem will improve. You'll enjoy your life more. And that is the actionable step from today, by the way. Each night, get into bed, and before you actually go to sleep, because first I like read, or people go on their phones, or whatever, masturbate, whatever. I don't recommend that, but before, like, right before you go to bed, just sit up and just try and be present for, you know, any amount of time. Just sit there and be present. Take in your surroundings, notice your breathing. There will be sounds there that you didn't realise were there, that are there the whole time. And then inevitably, when you end up in the future or the past, just realise, come back to the present again. That's meditation. Sometimes it takes me like 2 minutes to realise that I've gone away from the present before I realise. I'll be having like whole complex like dialogues about my future situations, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm meditating. Yeah, like I've got to be here. If you're anything like me and you're one of them people where once you like, so in climbing, if I try something and then I can't do it, it kind of gets under my skin. I have to return and I have to like finish it. This isn't everybody, and maybe the people that aren't this way is because of fear, or like they just have some negative assumptions, so they don't try again. But you know, if you try something again, you will get better. Like, no doubt, practice will make you better. So, once you first have a go at meditation and you realise how bad you are, hopefully you'll have some internal motivation, some intrinsic motivation to want to try again and try again. And once you've developed self-awareness, which is the skill you're developing by meditating, once you've developed self-awareness, you'll become aware of where you are lacking, or where you're excessively negative, what thought patterns are hindering you. Because if you just feel them as an emotion, or you just let those thoughts dictate your actions, and you never separate yourself from them and actually examine them, you can't change. The first step of change is acceptance, right? You have to be like, oh yeah, shit, this way of talking to myself is probably wrong. So first you have to look at it, then you can change, then you can self-actualize. You can become the person, you can become that ideal that you bully yourself in comparison to. I've been meditating like since college, I think, like a couple years now, and it's definitely improved my self-awareness. Another one, if you want to start now, is journaling. Just start writing. It doesn't have to be anything important, just start writing everything about how you feel, or something you thought, or what you are noticing. Because at first it might be random bullshit, but after a while you'll have these thoughts to look at objectively, and you'll go, oh yeah, no wonder, like, I think this way because of, and you'll start making links and you'll begin understanding yourself. Personally, I'm only now like beginning to change myself. Self-awareness is like, you need to continually develop it, but once you have a certain amount of self-awareness, you can begin to not engage in your old self, in the old unconditioned ways. And that's where I'm at. I'm a bit ill right now, so I'm all like, I sound all funny, but another thing that happens when I'm coaching people climbing is I feel a disconnect between where I currently am and where they currently are. And sometimes I'm not the most beneficial person to teach them, because the way they're moving is so distant from where I currently am, like our abilities. Where I am now, I've unlearned most of the movement that they are using now. So as I try and demonstrate, or I try and understand and like fix certain movement patterns they're using, it's actually quite hard, because there's this big gap between us. This gap also exists, like my current position, I'm just getting, I'm just employed, I'm getting paid, I have a single stream of income. If a billionaire was to give me financial advice, although I'm sure they understand my position quite well, there would be such a disconnect between like how they understand things and how I understand things. I might not be able to relate. Same with like other massive YouTubers that are now like monks and gurus. You might not be able to relate, but I humbly am only like a little bit above you. I'm only just becoming self-aware. I'm only just becoming aware of the ways I am hindering myself, and I'm now just beginning to change. So I can still reach down. And pull you up. I was in your position within this year, right? I've only just started making these videos. I've been on self-improvement for a while. I've been meditating years, but I'm still only a little bit above you, so I can still pull you up. I can still reach you and understand your position. Associate with good behaviours. whatever that means for you. Stop associating with your bad behaviours. You know what I'm talking about. When you know what your bad behaviours are because you feel it. Like, you might not acknowledge it and you can kind of escape it, but you know it's there. You know those bad feelings are there when you engage in certain activities or feel certain, you get it. Don't do those bad things. If you want some more personal dialogue and you want to speak about your problems or argue or anything like that, like the Stoics used to do, my link's in the description and I'll help you out. Okay? See you in the next video.